Fucking hell. So, welcome back to another episode of, I'm just going to call it Elite Podcast because that's what I keep calling it, even though it hasn't got a name. So, Elite Podcast. Today's show is one we've been trying to sort out for ages, and it still was like, what, a good half hour trying to figure out the logistics of audio because we wanted the quality to be good. So, we've got separate microphones compared to what we can hear each other on here. So, if the audio is crap, that's because we didn't figure it out. So, yeah, hopefully it sounds good. But I'm joined here with absolute Hall of Famer client, Alex. And
Hi.
I thought Alex has got so much to give in terms of what she's been through and what she's struggled with. And to be honest, she's like a textbook example of an elite transformation, let's call it that. Because you come in, you did everything I said to do, and you absolutely like blew it out of the park. And even though how well you've done, you still keep doing that. Like, we're set a task and you think that's a big goal, maybe you might get there. And you're like, hey, I've done it, what's next? And I'm like, what? And we're like, what, 2 years in now? 2 years and a bit?
Yeah, like 2 years, just a little over, if not
It's
even.
ridiculous. Yeah. And the results you got in the first like chunk of time was, I didn't expect it, and I've got high standards. I'm like, yeah, you're going to look like this.
I didn't expect it either, to be quite honest. I think we've both been shockingly surprised on how well everything's been going. And it's just, now it's like a challenge. It's like I always have to top myself of like, okay, so I did this, now what can I do next? So that's been what I'm chasing after. It's like, what can we do
maybe
next? That's crazy.
That's probably how you've done so well, is that attitude of, instead of going, oh yeah, I lost 10 pounds, oh that'll do, I'll just stay there. You're like, right, I've done this, what else can I do?
Yeah, because I think that's what kind of started, because at first when I had messaged you, I was about to turn 30, and I was probably just like more of, I just want to lose 50 pounds, and I think it was like 3 months I like gave you. I was like, I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months, and you're just like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I was like, okay. Well, I was like, all right, well, that kind of like set the bar for me of like, okay, well, let's see kind of how much I can lose. And I think like going through it, it was very much of like, okay, so I kind of fell in love with the process of it instead of being more focused on the result and end aspect of it.
Bingo.
And then once you start to see your progress and start to see everything happening, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. I can eat the foods I like. I can go and exercise and do the things that I want to do, even in the first month of doing it at home. Which you can get results at home. But then I was also a very big stickler on not going to the gym.
You said that. You're like, Sam, I'm willing to do this, but just telling you now, I'm not going to the gym. And I was like, do you know what? Like, I say to most people, you have to go to the gym because it's the variety. It's like a separate place to go to. It's you time, you know. But then some people are busy. Some people have gym anxiety, which is very real. Yeah. And I was like, do you know what? You can do it at home. I think the whole shutdown period, should we call it, proved that, and you're a testament to that. But that gave you the stepping stones to be confident to do it, you know. Yeah. And I think the way you approached it was, I want to achieve a lot, but I'm going to meet myself where I'm at. And then because that standard got better and better and better, you actually outdid what we expected by quite a degree, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because in the first month I wasn't really expecting to get as good a results as I did, and I knew with the stuff that I had at home it would limit me. So yeah. I think that was like my biggest thing of not going to the gym at first, was that gym intimidation. Very much so. And I think it helped with having like a plan that you mapped out. And I went through a walkthrough, kind of like filmed the gym. I'm like, okay, so this is all I have. So go forth and make a plan. And it was hard at first, of course. Like, I still wore like my pink, I still have it, my pink hoodie, which I'm sure you remember. Because I was just so self-conscious. But I was like, okay, well, you know, I need to do this. I need to step out of my comfort zone. So I was able to do that. And then I just loved it. Like, I loved going to the gym. And like you said, it's definitely having a me time. It's having, you know, that time that I can dedicate to myself, and seeing myself grow in that way has also helped me out, you know, in other aspects as well. So it's like something that it's like, okay, I have to do this because I'm seeing the benefits of it from not only from a physical standpoint. I started to look better and feel better and have more energy, but I had more confidence in myself to be able to go even and start doing certain things. So I remember like barbell back squats. I was like so hesitant to do that. I remember messaging you and being like, this scares me. I don't know if I can do it. And you're just like,
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like, it's a new movement. And of course it's scary. And it's one of the things now where it's like squatting 200 pounds. So it's like, I
have to tell you not to sometimes. I'm like, dude, it's a rest day. And you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do some squats. I'm like, no, you need to rest. You're like, it's all good. I'm just going to get a pump, bro. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Yeah. But I mean, you've kind of already covered like, because with podcasts, I like the kind of just sit and have a chat vibe. And sometimes that works. And we're going to do that, aren't we? We're going to do more episodes in the future. We're just going to sit and chat. We're going to discuss like, you know, topics within the fitness industry and you know, all that kind of good stuff that people need to know about. But what I would like to do with this podcast, some people might be watching this and going, oh, I've never seen Alex before. Probably unlikely, but let's just pretend. Let's devil's advocate. They don't know who you are. I want to kind of go through like your whole journey. So you've already kind of gone about, you know, what made you get started in terms of you were coming up to turning 30. You thought, okay, let's lose 50 pounds in 3 months because it's a big goal, it's exciting, and it's for a reason, right? You need a deadline, which we've covered a lot. But I kind of want to go like, how were you and what was your life like before you decided to reach out? Like, where were you at? How was your life looking? How were you feeling at the start before you started with us?
To be quite honest, I probably was at one of like my lowest points, just mentally, very much physically, to be quite honest too. But I think it was one of those where I really needed to have a change. So before we started working, that year, beginning of that year, I had already talked to, my boyfriend about things that I've tried to do in the past of losing weight and not being successful at it and not understanding why and being very frustrated in the aspect of, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So I told myself, all right, this is it. This is the last time that I'm really going to go for it. If I don't lose the weight that I need to on my own this whole next year, I'm going to get, surgery. So that was going to be my biggest thing. So then I started to do, I started off with keto at first, and I was like, I
think everyone does.
Everyone
Is that because
does.
It was like, oh, you can eat bacon, bro, and put butter in your coffee?
Yeah, I can eat tons of bacon and pepperoni, so why not?
Allow me just to really quickly say that, one, I don't like keto and I think it's crap.
Yeah,
but
it's
two,
bad.
I have been informed by people that do have a different perspective to me. If someone's epileptic, keto has its benefits because it restricts glucose to the brain. So that can help people with epilepsy. So it has its place. And just really debunking it really quickly, the reason people think they lose weight is because their carbs are basically gone. And that means their glycogen's going to drop, their scale weight's going to drop. So they're going to go, oh my God, I lost like 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. But they actually haven't lost fat yet. And if they keep going over their calories with high fat content, they're going to get very unhealthy. They're going to get constipated. Reason I'm saying this is a lot of people go, oh, what's wrong with keto? There's a lot wrong with it. That's the gist of it. I wouldn't recommend it.
We could do a whole podcast just on keto.
We totally could, and we're probably going to go down that route eventually. But just so anyone's listening to this, they might be going, oh, I'm doing keto. What's wrong with it? Or why are you hating on it? It's not that. It's that it doesn't make sense. And obviously, you've had the experience of doing it.
And
so
it's so hard to maintain. It's so hard to maintain too, because once you get out of it, it's like you have to like get back into it. So you have to go through all of those flu symptoms, and it just wasn't. And so then I was like, all right, well then let's try something else. And then I tried, I lost probably like 40-ish pounds on my own up until October. And I was like, I was following Sam on Instagram through his band. So I was like, okay, well, yeah. So that's kind of how I met Sam, was through his drummer. The
band's called Avera. Sorry for the self-plug. Someone might be watching and go, who the fuck are these plebs? I'm in a band called Avera. Check it out.
Yes.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, so it's a good thing I liked his music, or else, we wouldn't be where we're at. Anyway, so that's kind of how I saw Sam. And with the whole pandemic and everything, that's just kind of how I came about Sam and his stuff and what he does, because he obviously was posting like, hey, I have spots for online coaching, da-da-da. And I've worked with trainers in the past in person, and I didn't have that great of an experience. I always felt like they only cared for me, about what we were doing within that hour sometimes. And it wasn't like out of like from that week to next week when I would see them, a lot could happen. And at one point, I even paid a trainer for that to be like talking to me like throughout the week, and it just didn't happen. And so I was very skeptical, especially with this person who I've never met. He's all the way out in England. And
England, mate. Drinking water.
So it was very hesitant to take a chance. So it was a big leap, but I messaged him. I was like, okay, been kind of following him for a while. He seems legit. He has like actual pictures. So I was like, okay. I was also hesitant because there was no females on his Instagram page. So I was like, okay,
I actually did have female clients at the time, but this is the problem is you get loads of transformations, but not everyone wants their photos everywhere. So I've probably got like another 8 amazing transformations that I haven't actually, I either haven't posted just because we haven't yet, or because, the client's like, actually, I'd rather not. So yeah, this is the problem with coaches, and Alex will tell you later on that she's also now a coach as well. But the struggle is you can get loads of transformations, but you can't always show them all off. So,
yes.
But there are trainers that have none, and people pay the money, and it's like, you've got to get the result. You've got to see it before you buy it.
Right. Like I work with some males, and I've had a couple other people who are like, oh, do you actually not work with men? And I'm like, no, I do. I'm just like, I just can't post it. So that was like one of my thing of like understanding like, okay, that might be why I was like kind of skeptical too.
For sure.
So I was like, okay, so.
I'm sorry I'm not trying to interrupt. Sorry. I listened to Andy Frisella and he's like, I interrupted, if you don't like it, fuck off. And I'm like, I kind of agree with that, but I'm not going to be as aggressive. But I want to make sure I'm dropping in points. And I'm sorry, Alex, I don't mean to.
No, you're good.
We're here for you because I want you to talk about this, and you're nailing it. You're doing a really good job. But I just want to say, just because a trainer doesn't have transformations doesn't mean they're not a good trainer. It might mean that they're new. Because I know some trainers that are very good, but they haven't had the time in the industry to show that. So don't discredit someone just because they haven't got it, but always do your due diligence. Talk to people that work with them, check out their background. If you want a specific result, find the person that gets that specific result. If you hire a generic trainer and you got a really specific goal in mind, they might not even know how to get you there. Doesn't mean they're a bad trainer, just means it's not the right fit,
Right, and it could be the same thing for in-person trainers too. Like you should probably ask to see, or like, just ask, hey, do you have references that I can talk to, or clients that I can talk to that you've worked with in the past? Like, it's kind of like a job interview, essentially. It's like you want to make sure that, this trainer actually knows what they're doing and that they have actually helped someone like you. So that was where the call had come in with you of like hopping on the call. I'm like, okay. So then I kind of took a leap of faith, and it was like, I was, 2 years in, we're still like, it's still going good. So
you've absolutely smashed it. Like, honestly, like, I mean, because I'm going to upload this to YouTube as well as Spotify. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, go to the YouTube. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called Sam Stanton? That might just be my name. Go search to find it on YouTube, mate. Right?
We'll have the link in the description.
Maybe if I remember, I try. But we're going to put this on YouTube. But maybe in the thumbnail of the video, I'll probably have like an example of your results, just so because excuse me, the whole point of this is I want someone to go, right, I want to get this result. I don't want to get surgery. I want to do it myself. I want to be healthy. I want to be sustainable. I want to get this result that I don't even know if it's possible. And if they search in YouTube and they go, oh, okay, I want to listen to this, and they can see no bullshit, real, honest, transparent, this is what we did, here's how it worked, here's why. Because that's why we're here, mate. Like, that's why you became a coach, because you're passionate about helping people in the same shoes as you. I know how much of a positive effect just taking control of your nutrition, habits, and training with clarity and support can have unholy, like, positive effects on your life. Like, you've advanced with your career and you're going into a new career. I've got other clients that have, I work this job, I'm not really happy with it. They got fit and in shape, and then their confidence and self-belief is through the roof, and they go and do something else. And I've had that happen, like, I'd say like 2 out of 5 that ends up being the case. So it's such a powerful thing. So yeah, I mean, like you said about getting on the call and chatting to them, it's kind of an interview process, because if you just sign up, then you don't know if you're the right fit. You don't know if you can get what you're paying for. But having a conversation before with a trainer, online, in person, anyone, it's really important to make sure that you gel well with them, because it's a working relationship. You've got to get it right. So I think
100%.
You did the right choice, man. Obviously, if I do say so myself, which is awesome. So I've got some notes. I'm trying to be organized, right? So you've kind of already done it. Like you're professional. You already know where we're going with it. We've kind of covered most of it. Let's just skip on to it. So this is such an egotistical question. Don't like this, but it's just the structure, mate. Sorry. What's it been like working with me? And if it's shit, you can say.
No, it's honestly been probably one of the most rewarding experiences, to be quite honest, just because everything that I have gone through, to be honest, like from when I first started to where I'm at now, mentally completely different, 100%. I think that has helped out immensely of having someone to give you the tools to help you along, because that's honestly what it takes. A lot of the trainers out there, even in person, like they don't understand like a lot of the times that it it needs to be someone that you can obviously connect with and someone that you talk to on almost a daily basis just to keep yourself in check, to make sure you're on the same page. You have, these results that you want to get, but at the same time there's things that are going to pop up. There's going to be life situations that could derail your progress, and if I was on my own, it would be in those instances that I would use that to as an excuse to not do the things that I need to be doing. And even though I know I need to be doing those things, it would be what I could use in myself and talk myself out of, not going in that direction. So I think having someone there that I can be like, hey, this is what's going on, help. Like I just don't have the motivation. I feel really like down, and just having someone to talk to would be, very helpful in that instance. Just because I know sometimes with people, it's like they feel like they're on their own, or their spouse or whoever it is, like, they're helpful to an extent, but then it's like, I myself, I'm doing this day in and day out. I have to be the one to show up to the gym. I have to be the one to eat the foods that I need to make sure I'm hitting everything. And if mentally I'm not feeling it, then it's just not going to happen.
100%.
So
If you look for an excuse, you'll find it. That's the phrase.
So I think one of the things of having someone hold you accountable, it helps you to then in turn build it up to where you can hold yourself accountable. Does that make sense? So like it's
100%.
It's something, because when we first started, I relied on you probably a lot.
But that's fine. I got to say this. This is why some coaches aren't good and some are. And I'm not here to bash anyone, because there are some incredible coaches. At the end of the day, most people get into the industry because they want to help people.
Right.
When I speak to so many people, I'd say half the people I work with have previously worked with trainers that they just didn't get the results from. They might be a great trainer or a great person, but they're not getting what they needed. And a lot of time that need is the one-to-one support when they need it, to give them an excuse to do it instead of an excuse not to. And though there's, we can break down, what calories did you have, mate? What kind of routine did you do? There's all the logistical, tangible things that you need to do that are very, very important and need coaching. But most of it is accountability with someone that gets you, knows what you need to do, and has the sort of experience and knowledge on how to actually apply it in your life. The accountability is the main thing. And that's how we work as humans. We need someone to sort of oomph us up. That's why coaches are a thing.
Right, exactly. And that's one of the things that I feel like definitely helped me out and build, until I could build up my own confidence and be able to hold myself to a higher standard, then, I would have done on my own. That's where I feel like having a coach and having someone hold you accountable would help, because things change in your life. Like my plan may need to change, my diet may need to change, and that would be something that would be very hard for me to navigate on my own. I feel like a lot of people have pitfalls that go into that case of trying to do things on their own, and they have a busy, crazy work-life balance, and so trying to navigate all that out is kind of hard for some people. So I think having someone help you out in that instance and holding you accountable to the things that you need to be doing is very beneficial.
Bingo, mate. Bingo. So probably got about 5 minutes or so. We're going to do another one of these. Don't worry, we'll definitely do, because there's so much to talk about. Like, I want to break down the actual steps you did. I want it to be helpful and valuable. But this is kind of like, who's Alex? What did she do? What was the experience? So I've got 2 more questions for you, mate. This is my favourite bit. What kind of results have you gotten?
Well, I'm officially, I would say we're still down 122 pounds. So
I used to weigh that. Can I just say, you've lost a whole me. And bear in mind, that's the scales coming down, but you've gained a shit ton of muscle. So the actual fat loss is even greater. I don't even know how to work that out, if I'm honest with you. But you're 22 pounds down.
Yeah.
Naturally, sustainably.
Yes.
And healthily, and you've got more energy, and you get the point. No surgery, no bullshit, no I've starved myself to get here. It's I've done it, and I can keep it, and I feel good for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel amazing, and we're to the point now. It's like now we're in a bulk, so it's like I can eat more, and like my body
Reverse
is
diet,
fine,
gain
and
strength.
it just makes me happy.
Yeah, mate, same here, man.
Yeah.
This is why I wanted to get you on here, because I was like, most people don't, follow a proper routine. They just give it a go, stop and start. They go to the gym, have a go. And I'm a bit guilty of that. Everyone has, right? And it's good that you even make the effort in the first place. But you've literally been through. I've tried to break my coaching down into 4 phases, so it's a bit more digestible. You've got 4 phases, but the last phase is, I call it like a rebuild or bulletproof phase, whatever the heck name you want to give it, right? Buzzword here. But the point of it is that's the point where you've lost the body fat, you've gotten your routine good, your habits are good, you're feeling better. But how do you sustain it? How do you learn to eat more, not worry about the scales and body fat? You do a reverse diet. You build up your metabolic strength and you eat more food and build it back up. So then it's sustainable and you keep it, and then you realize, oh my God, I can actually just be healthy and enjoy life and eat food and not worry about it. Instead of going, right, back to salad, back to keto, let's do the gym classes for 5 minutes and then realize it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm glad, because you're a textbook example of completing it, mate. And now we're on to the next bit, It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm so pumped, and I'm so excited for just where we're going with things, and just
This is it.
it's just I'm testing my strength more and more, and it's just like I'm surprising myself and you every time.
Yeah, mate, you surprised me. I'm like, okay, right. So your calories have gone down, your weight's gone down, but all your big lifts have gone up, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. What are you doing? It's just like, what?
The fact that I can like lift just as much, if not more, than some of the guys at the gym just makes.
It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Last question, then we tie everything up. How has your life changed? So when you first started, obviously you kind of painted a picture. How has your life changed since starting this?
Completely. Everything's gotten extremely, extremely better. And the person that, as cheesy as it sounds, the person that I've always wanted to be, that I've like dreamt about being, I am like basically that person now. So it makes me so happy in the fact that when I was at my lowest mentally at the very beginning, thinking of where I would love to be mentally is where I'm at now. I have more confidence. I can manage stress so much more better. My relationships are so much more better. I'm doing way more than what I thought possible. I'm going after dreams and goals of mine and accomplishing them, if not more. And I'm just chasing even more of like, okay, so I've done this. Now what can I do? So it's that inner, how to say it, inner like knowledge, I guess, of knowing that I can achieve things if I set my mind to it. And it's just like wanting to chase after like what's the next best thing? What's the next thing that we can do? Because I know I can do it. It's just like, all right, now let's accomplish it and let's map it out and figure it out and then let's go for it. And it's just, I know I can accomplish it. And that itself is just so rewarding.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yes.
and like you said at the beginning, you hit a key point. You said you learned to love the journey. And
Yes.
if you can love the journey and you're excited about it, and every day is exciting, 'cause there's clarity, there's steps, there's confidence in your ability, and there's direction and there's support. You're like, I can go and do this. I can't wait to do this. So every day you wake up with this urgent like excitement to progress. You do it and you feel good because you progressed, and then you're excited again. So then because you're loving the journey, the results you get are insane. Whereas most people go, right, I need to fix this. Where's the salad? I'm going to go keto. I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and smack my head against the wall and hope it works and see how long I can keep it up. And they can't. And then they end up villainizing diet culture and training weight loss. And it's not that. It's the journey of just making yourself better and prioritizing yourself just that little bit more to become the person you want to be. I was having this conversation with a friend the other day, and we were looking back through Facebook photos, and we're like, man, like, we at this age we think we'd be this person, and if you're not, you're going to be like, damn, life's going by and you haven't done the things you said you were going to do. And that is like the biggest reality check and smack in the face. Whereas you were coming up to 30 and then you've absolutely outdone your expectations and got your life on the track where you're becoming the person you want to be. You're pursuing better physical health and mental health, which has a positive effect around absolutely everything. Whereas the other, if you went, oh no, I won't do it, I'll just try this, I'll try that, you'd either be stuck where you are or getting worse, or you would have done the surgery and realised that's really hard to sustain, and you're not going to look in the mirror and feel like you've done anything because you haven't achieved anything. It's just, I'm not trying to hate on people that have done the surgery, because my heart goes out to them, because they shouldn't have been encouraged to do it. Maybe there's some cases where they have to, but I'm just glad that you were able to make the right choices and build a life and lifestyle and physical body that you're just so much happy with. And that is why I'm fucking happy about this. It's bloody brilliant, mate.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
I feel like the body aspect of it, and just I love how I look, and we're just keep chiseling away at it. But it's just the mental aspect of going through this is probably what is my most favorite part.
Huge. And that's the overlooked thing, dude. Mate, thank you so much for making time to get on this podcast.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this podcast, message me. Message me. Just say Alex. Just send me a message saying Alex, thumbs up. And then we'll bring Alex on and do some more Q&A stuff. We definitely have Alex back 100%. We'll have a bit more time because I got to go. But dude, thank you for your time. Absolute legend. Guys, make sure you follow Alex on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Alex, I think it's _CFit.
That's it. Alex.
Yes.
C for crocodile. Fit for fit. There we go. Fit. Cool. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great day.